Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the great Vickie Gould. She is a best-selling author, speaker. She's my friend, and she is a sound and energy healer. You'll hear her journey next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, if you've watched this show for any length of time, you know I like to put people on the show who are changing the world one person at a time, and that perfectly describes my next guest. Vickie Gould is in the studio. She's a best-selling author, speaker, sound and energy expert. Thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, Jeff.
Yeah. Well, so people look at you and they assume that, man, you've always had a wonderful life, but this mission and ministry really was born by a setback.
Yes.
So share a little bit about that.
Yeah. So back in 2009, I was diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease. And at the time, I thought, yay, we have a name for this. I had been misdiagnosed with many things before this, and nobody could figure out what was wrong with me. And unfortunately, I come to find out that there is no cure. There's no protocol. Doctors don't know what to do. And I was spending 16 to 18 hours in bed. I was too fatigued, too brain fogged, too much in pain to really do very much. I felt like a loser wife, a loser mom. I could barely even make a full meal. I'd have to tell my husband to finish up for me. And the kids grew to know that when they came home from school, mom was sleeping, so you need to tiptoe in and not bother her. And eventually, I was introduced from a doctor to a technology called Rife. And this technology is a device that uses frequencies to target pathogens inside the body. And that is the opening, the door for me to realize and remember that everything vibrates. You know, physics class told us that, but it didn't really apply until I realized that it applied to me. And it was just that experience that opened me up to frequencies, vibrations, healing through that. And that's how then I got into crystals and sound and all of that.
It's so powerful. We're going to pull up your website. And as we scroll down the website, I want you to talk about the kinds of clients that you like to attract into your orbit.
Yeah, well, the most prevalent people who come to us right now because we're teaching sound and energy healing and complementary modalities are yogis, massage therapists, nurses, people who generally need some sort of continuing education credit. But also what I've learned is that my community, as it's grown to the 34,000 plus people, is that they are lifelong learners. They just enjoy learning more things and being immersed in it. And every little thing, they just gobble it up.
All right, explain a little bit of this science. So like you mentioned off at the top of the show that we all are vibrating and we give energy off.
Right.
What is it about your methodology that helps people?
Yeah, I don't know that it's my methodology per se because it's ancient methodology. It's something that ancient cultures knew a long time ago. You think about how the pyramids were created. You know, they just knew things, it seemed, right? And they used sound, like think about the drumming and the chanting that's done. Yes. And those types of things can invoke the rest and reset in our bodies, right? So many people these days, we're rushing around. Yes. Everything's so fast paced. We're constantly in this fear mode, right? We're like running away from that grizzly bear all day long. Right. And with sound and energy healing, the vibrations will go into your bodies. They can affect your cell. Just think of water, right? Our body is 60 to 70% water.
Yes.
Think about what happens when you just kind of, throw a pebble into the water. Well, that's what happens with a singing bowl. The vibrations create patterns. They're acoustic patterning in the air, in the body. It's binaural beats in your brain. So all of these things create a way that your body can go back to harmony and reset. And that's where the science is. I'm just excited that so much more research is being done. Because when I first started, it was just like, you're just talking nonsense. Now, finally, there's science. Stanford, MIT, all these places are doing research.
Yes. And Vickie creates amazing content on social media. I found one clip that I really like. Let's go ahead and roll that.
In 2009, I was diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease, but not before being misdiagnosed with a slew of other things. I spent the next 3.5 years in bed 16 to 18 hours a day watching my kids grow up by the side of my bed. I wrote a book. It got to #1, and then I was interviewed on NBC. Now it is my desire to spread the healing love of frequency, sound therapy, tuning forks, crystals, hemp mats through TikTok and my YouTube channel. Hope you like it here.
Wow. So powerful. And I think a lot of people are watching this for the first time, and that's like they're used to Western medicine, and so they're used to pills and, potions, and this is a completely different way of healing.
Right.
When you think about your career now, and you've been doing this for a long time, is there anyone who comes to mind? I mean, do you have a favorite success story?
It's funny when you say that. I don't know that my husband qualifies as a client. However, he came from that space of unbelief, didn't think that this was for him. It's okay if you do it, but I don't think this is going to work for me, right? He's normally gets sick and let's just take the pharma. And now he looks at me and he just asks me what to do. So I'm an herbalist as well. So I combine sometimes the herbs as well as the sound healing and the Rife machine and all of those things. And I joke that when he's laying in bed,
Right.
that my Rife machine reaches 10 feet. So I tell him he doesn't even know what's happening to him at the time. And it's kind of a joke that I tell him that, you don't know if I'm slowly poisoning you to death.
I love it. Okay, let's go a little deeper there.
Yeah.
We're in the cold and flu season,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of people with sniffles and stuff like that. If your husband started to have the sniffles or a cough,
Yeah.
and it's the beginning of, a flu or a cold,
Yeah.
what would you do for him?
Well, one of the things that the kids know to do right away is use oil of oregano. We also like black seed oil. We also like colloidal silver. Many times soaking in the bathtub with Epsom salt and food grade hydrogen peroxide as well.
Really?
So yeah, we do a lot of different things. And then of course we're going to use the Rife machine for sure. When my kids got strep, that is what I set in front of them. They knew that they were going to do it. They now ask for it. My daughter who lives in California, she has her own machine because she can't use mine.
Wow.
So yeah, we do a lot of that. And then there's the tuning forks as well. The 528 hertz is really great for DNA repair.
Wow.
For me, 147 I love because that's for pain. And so I have a lot of widespread pain, and sometimes I'll even travel with those. Those are always easy and portable, right?
That's cool. And you're working with a lot of people who are in the industry. And so how do you help them?
Yeah, so, it's really refreshing, I have to say. Again, the research is out there now, but I just did a TED Talk. And after I got done talking, some of the physicians came up to me and said, "Hey, I want to use this for my patients. How do I get started?" And that was super duper exciting to me. And then with the other people who are in my courses, like I said, a lot of them are yogis, massage therapists, nurses, people who are already healers in some way, and they're just adding this to their repertoire. We actually do start with a 528 hertz bowl. I know I've already mentioned it before, but it's one of my favorite frequencies to use.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is fascinating. I could talk to you all day long. Okay, we have a couple minutes left, so why don't you look into the camera there on the right and talk to the person who knows that they probably need to reach out to you.
Oh boy. So we have a lot of people who come to me because they have chronic issues, because I have a chronic story, right? And they feel like, oh, if this worked for you, maybe it'll help me too. And one of the things that I really hope that sharing sound healing, energy healing will do with the world is for people to have hope. Because I know what it felt like to not have hope. For a doctor to say, this is it, go home and accept it. For somebody out there who's jumped here and there and have been given nothing of good value, I really feel like the message is there is something out there, and maybe it's this alternative woo-woo weird thing that you may not believe, like my husband, but little by little, and I'm not saying, just go full in, but dip your toe in here and there, try it and see what happens. The next thing that's for us is we want to make sure that we reach the world, and we want to put together an immersive film where people can experience this easily, not having to go try to figure out who in their community can help them, but they can just go and enjoy a film and just breathe it all in.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, let's spend another 30 seconds on that. So you have a game-changing film that you're working on.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us more.
Oh, goodness. Thanks for asking. So, this business that I have helps practitioners a lot. Those are the people that are already in the trenches. And I got to thinking, as I get older, what is the legacy? What is it that I want people to remember?
Yes.
And part of that is reaching those people who wouldn't go into a sound bath, who would look at a flyer and kind of go, not for me.
Right.
But with all the things out there now that are immersive experiences, for this to be something where they go, oh, let's go try it. Let's see what that's about. And maybe we can reach more people. My business always says, we're raising the vibration of the world one healer at a time. And with this movie, I hope that we can do that, not just with the practicing healers, right? But with everybody.
Wow. Vickie, thank you so much for sharing your heart and your wisdom with us. We're going to end with her website so you can get in touch with her. It's VickieGould.com.
Yes.
The great Vickie Gould. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, thanks so much for having me.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.